Welcome back to episode 2, guys, of the Dawns Podcast.
What's up?
We're here with Kai and Kelvin once again, as well as
Part
myself,
two.
Colby.
Pretty
Part 2,
good.
we're gonna pick up where we left off, and we're also gonna talk about sushi and more of high school.
You all right?
Kai, would you like to pick up where we left off
yeah,
with
I would love
the
to.
legend of Colby?
Yeah. So
you
Colby.
just moved to Saco.
Yeah. So from the previous episode, I left off as me moving over to Saco at the end of So I moved over to Saco after Christmas vacation, and I didn't know anyone at Saco besides Kelvin. So when I moved to Saco, I met this kid, supposedly smart kid, Colby. I was like, oh my god, he's a genius, he's in all these gifted and talented classes. I was like, I wish I could be like him. How is he so smart? He's just amazing, and yeah, things started to change after I would say high school. And Kelvin, I think you met Colby when I invited him to a Discord call. Yeah, Discord call.
Online.
Yeah, you didn't know who Colby was. I think that I met Colby and then we started gaming officially, like when we moved onto high school. And Colby, I think that if it wasn't for me and you getting into the same English class, I don't think we would be here today.
Definitely not. Miss
Yeah.
Heffler's English. What was your basic English class?
Oh, dude, English class. Phew. I think
That was
that
a
when I
time.
had freshman English with Miss Heffler, it was the downgrade of my high school. Like, she was a great teacher, but as
The
a
tests were kind of easy though. I'm not gonna lie. I
Yeah,
feel
that's
like
cap.
I feel like they were. Come on, dude. They were like over. She gave us literally all the answers beforehand, and then like, it was pretty like all the tests were the same format.
no. Listen, I was mourning. All right, the first test grade, I still remember. I got a C. I even wrote my college essay on that. All
I'm
right.
going to be you.
I
sure.
think that's the one class that had a higher grade than you with it.
You're right.
Yeah, great.
Maybe. I think I started making a comeback to later in the year, but yeah, what happened was that I think I started working with you in groups when we had like homework assignments, like that were like collaborative, and me, you, and I think Dylan. Was it Dylan?
Yeah, I think we had one with Dylan. We had another one with Ben.
Yeah. So we would do these projects, and then I think that's when we started to like really get along. Like, I knew you before, like as a school friend, but we didn't like really hang out or talk that much after school, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think then like later that year is when I built my computer, or was it sophomore year?
I think it was around that year.
I think you already
The
had
10
your
o'clock death
computer,
penalty.
and then I just randomly like asked if you play games or at Discord, and I added you, and I think that's when we started linking together.
Linking.
And then linking,
Linking.
pretty cool word. And then did we start all playing like CS:GO together, Kelvin and you and Colby?
Yeah, I remember Kobe had the 10 o'clock death penalty.
Oh, you're
If
right.
you couldn't get off by 10 o'clock, you died.
Yeah. So during this time, our parents were still, or Colby's parents were still, pretty
Super
harsh.
strict.
Yeah, and he had to like, his Wi-Fi was either 10 at night. All right, guys, I gotta go. And then like, it was so funny because he would just leave the call like mid game. I remember he was like, "Don't worry, guys, we can still like fit in another game." And yeah, we didn't.
So that's so funny. I honestly kind of forgot about that.
Yeah.
So they had a setting on the router. They
Yeah.
made it so internet connection to just my computer and my phone would be automatically turned off at 10 o'clock
Yeah.
sharp, no matter what was happening. So we'd have we'd play one game, right, and it would last like 20 minutes. So we're like, oh shit, okay, we got time for another one, right? So we would go, and it would of course be the longest game
Yeah.
of like in like history, right?
Yeah.
So it ended up taking like 50 minutes, right? But I only have 45 minutes time to play before my internet shuts off. And so there's so many times where my internet would get shut off. And I think
Yeah.
you guys remember too.
Yep.
I ended up finding a way to turn my internet
Yeah.
back on
Yeah.
after. And
Yeah.
I'm sure there's been
yeah.
times you guys remember me getting caught too.
Yep.
Yep.
Yeah. So
Yeah,
it was
sure.
later on, instead of 10, it was moved to 11. And I was like, oh my god, Colby.
It was
can finally
11
be
on the weekends, I think.
Yeah, 11 on weekends. So what happened was like, later on, I think that your parents was like adjusting the router, and you saw their password, and you like got the password right, and you were like, all right guys, I'll be on back in a minute.
Yeah, I mean,
And then you had to
yeah,
pretend like you were asleep, and then like a few minutes goes by. All right guys, I'm back. And then oh my god, were you caught at all? Like, were you ever
Yeah,
caught?
I was caught like so many times. But
Oh.
the thing is, they didn't know how I was doing it.
Yeah.
All right, so there's a couple of ways I could have done it, right? So originally there was the password. They had like the password to get onto the Wi-Fi, but then they had the admin password for the router itself.
Mm-hmm.
So pretty much what happened is, because when you don't have internet connection or it's blocked, it'll take you to the IP address of the router.
Yeah.
So it's like all router IP addresses are the same. Like it's not your personal one. It was
Yeah.
like 1.192 point like whatever for like the Linksys page. And so I needed a login. I needed a username and a password, right? So what I do? Figured it out. Hey mom, like can I have like an extra 5 minutes? Yeah. You know, looking like the window reflection, right? You know, maybe sneak a peek, bro. Like get it going. And they ended up figuring it out pretty quickly. I think it was like my first or second time getting on that, you know, because we live in the same house. I live literally the room right next to them.
Yep.
So it'd be pretty obvious when I was talking to my friends and stuff online, and didn't take very kindly to that. So once they figured that out, they would no longer adjust the Wi-Fi time. So it was 10 o'clock. It was off at 10 o'clock. Nothing asking, or I'd have to go to another room or something. So after learning more about computers, I learned that I can change my hardware, my hardware like identity or whatever. So pretty much what happened is, let's say they block computer H24, right?
Yeah.
I would make it so my computer would be like Q69 or something like that, right? So like the system Linksys wouldn't recognize that it was the same device, so it would no longer be blocked.
Wow.
And this was good because what would happen is if I didn't get caught, they wouldn't see anything different, right?
Yeah.
It would still look like my computer was turned
Yep.
off at 10. Until eventually I ended up doing it so many times. There was like 15 different computer IDs on the app. So they're like, why are there 40 different devices on the internet? I was like, I don't know.
Yeah. I didn't even know you could do that. The only thing because my parents never really. Sometimes they put like a time limit, like what Colby's parents did, and limited. But I eventually figured it out as well, and they gave up since. I was like, because I would also like change it, went in the IP address and then change the device and like moved it, turn the Wi-Fi back on, and after that, my parents never really like made me get off or like turn off the Wi-Fi. And I think that, Colby, when you mentioned like changing the hardware IP or anything, I didn't even know you could do that in a computer.
Honestly, I don't remember how to do it. It's been a couple of years now. Dude, but it was so funny. I also remember another time that I just changed the admin password.
Yeah.
And so that means that they couldn't even get into the account. But
Wow.
they didn't take that lightly. So pretty much they just took my computer until
Wow.
I gave them the password, and then and then I gave them the password, and then they kept my computer still. So
Wow.
it didn't go very well for me.
Yeah.
But I mean, I don't even know how long I've been without the internet. I feel like they kind of gave it up, and then I kind of just got older, and I was like,
Yeah. How about you, Kelvin? Did your parents ever take away your Wi-Fi or your computer?
It was like after when my Vincent got his like first computer, one of the things they would do is like we don't have Ethernet, or rather Ethernet was too troublesome, so we would have a Wi-Fi adapter, and it wasn't like anything like hard limits like, oh, video games are bad for you, so you can't play this time. It was like, do this Chinese section, and then we'll give back this Wi-Fi adapter. But like when Colby was talking about like changing the admin password, oh god, I was such an ass in 7th grade. There was like this time I was seen as like the computer whiz. I do all this computer stuff. So there was this time in 7th grade where I changed one of the kids' school password to like it's like the same. I resetted their password. I changed it to the same, but like they have a capital letter. But I was like, what did you do? It was like they obviously it was bad because like the kid no longer had access to their account.
Wow.
But like
Menace Kelvin.
Was there
Kelvin.
a point behind this? Like, did he do
No,
something?
it was like, look at this. I can hack into their account. It was because like everyone had the same exact password. It was the
Really?
security was so
Wait,
yeah.
when was it?
This-
Wait.
It was like so in like 7th grade. I remember like wasn't it like everyone's password like Google and then like their name?
Oh,
Yeah.
you're right.
Yeah. So
You're
so it'd be
right.
like, look at this. I got into their account and I changed their password to like a capital G Google and then the same. But then they saw it's like, oh my god, I removed them from their account
Oh my
entirely.
god, Kelvin, I remember that. Wait,
so,
so
Menace Kelvin.
Man,
back in the day, when that was a thing, I think that me and you, knowing that we are probably smart, we would change the password and not leave it as like the default password the school gave us. Because I'm pretty sure you say you can change it, right? So I'm pretty sure me and you both changed the password the second we got like our MacBooks.
Yeah, of
And-
course. But everyone else didn't because
You're
it's too much
right.
work.
Yeah.
I got two things I gotta add. I'll say my story real quick, and then I'll add something for Kelvin.
Yeah.
I actually used to do this thing because I thought it was really, really funny. Is I would take the kid's desktop, and then I'd copy it. Then I pasted a bunch, and then I copied all that, and I pasted it up, and then the computer would crash,
Oh.
and then they'd have to take it up to the tech wing, the tech lady, and then she'd have to like hard reset their laptop. But after I did it like twice, I ended up getting like written up for it.
Wow.
I don't even know. I don't even know. I mean, it wasn't just me. Like we just did it to like mess around. But like I said, that kind of makes me sound like a pain in the ass now. But I swear, I swear I wasn't. Kelvin. Now you're talking about you being a menace. I remember this one time you were saying you were really young. You were like really mean to this one kid because the teacher didn't suspect it because you're really quiet. You know what I'm talking about?
Oh no!
Can-
Yeah,
can you
I
tell
that
gaslit-
story?
Okay,
That
okay.
story.
So I basically gaslit a kid into like believing that he was just tattletaling me. Like, oh god, this makes me cringe so much saying it. But like, there was this time where I was seen as like a teacher's pet. Like, I would be nice to people. I'm nice to the teacher. I did whatever. I did everything. But like, there was this time where I don't know why I did this. It was like I told a kid, and it was a popular kid. So it feels like bullying to be honest. But like, I told this kid that I don't even know if I just told him that like probably some mean stuff. And then when he said that he'll tell the teacher, I said, go ahead, no one will believe you. And then when he did try to say it, it's like, no, Calvin would never do that. He would never even hurt a fly. Are you making stuff up? And then he got in trouble instead of me. It's like, oh, I never did that. I didn't do that. He's making up things. Not good. It was good. It was good and not good times.
Damn.
Did you do
Was it-
anything
was it
crazy,
first
Kyle?
grade?
It was like, I think it was in Blast, so it'd be like primary school.
Oh,
funny.
primary school yeah, it was like the after school program, right? In Blast.
Yeah, it was. I think it was during like one of my Blast class.
Honestly, I miss Blast. It was fun.
It was
Like,
fun. It was things to do.
I remember you only went for like one school year after school, while I
Yeah.
like attended the next few years and also summer Blast. That was like giving me something to do in the summer, you know. And after Blast and I moved to middle school, I stopped. I miss like joining Blast. I'm pretty sure there were similar like after school programs, but I gave up in joining after school and just stayed home all day. And when I got to high school, you remember how like teachers are like saying, "All right, guys, you gotta be serious. You know, high school is where it's at. You know, teachers aren't gonna be like slacking. They're gonna be like, do your homework if you're late, and you want to get any redos or any like late credit." So I took that pretty serious. You know, I was like ready for high school, and honestly, it wasn't that bad. It was really like we're pretty relaxed. How about you, Kelvin? Do you think so as well? Like it's pretty relaxed.
I feel like that's like okay. I don't remember if people said the same thing about like from elementary school to middle school, but yeah, I heard the same thing. Where like high school is where things get serious and you have to take your education seriously. But like now it's the same thing, but for college, where it's like if you did really well in high school, it doesn't matter because college is what will destroy you.
Yeah, I'm ready to see that. You know, about to graduate
College
in like
is
what
just is just getting wasted every weekend.
Yeah.
Yeah, I know. All those horror stories, the college
Yeah.
frat parties.
I know, college frat parties.
Horror. Come on.
Or you know,
Horror.
you're right. It's the funnest time. It's
Is that
it's the
scary?
golden time of your youth.
Yeah. No,
So-
I think that as an engineer, it's not gonna be like any fun.
Too many nerds. There's
Yeah,
too
too many
Engineer.
nerds. I
You can
mean,
still trust me. You can still get to parties. Like
True. maybe.
maybe.
Anyways, Colby.
You got it,
So
guy.
speaking about high school, what were some of your most favorite classes or moments you had?
Well, before I kind of like burnt out and like hated my life and hated school, in like total, I was still actually a relatively good student. So like I'm talking like freshman year,
Freshman.
like midway through sophomore year, dude.
Let's go.
I think is when I just like gave up and I gave up. But honestly, I say that's actually really sad. I think I just got in the habit of not like I'd pay attention in class, but I just wouldn't do the homework because I'd want to do other stuff. So I just kind of got in the habit of not doing homework. Anyway, favorite class. I liked sophomore creative English or no, sophomore English with Mr. Mitchell
Yeah.
in Kai Pan. One of the best classes.
Fun class. It was fun.
Fun
I-
class before COVID.
Oh, you're right. That was
We had
2020, right?
It was Tyler Chen, Leah, and who was in the back? Was it?
I think Mackenzie was also there.
Melendez?
Yeah, it was a pretty fun class. Dude, nowadays in what is it, creative writing? It feels so different. It's like after
Dude,
COVID,
the class,
we're back in class. It's
I don't think it's COVID, bro. I think it's the class. There's some.
maybe,
There's some,
yeah. I mean, I'm pretty
interesting
sure like
folks.
COVID had a pretty big contribution to
I feel
how
like
it
COVID
affected everyone.
kind of made people forget how to act in school,
Yeah.
especially like
Yeah.
some people in particular. Anyway, other favorite class. I have two more favorite classes actually. I really did enjoy honors biology with Miss Cardosi. Like I said, like I said, I was still a good student, so
Mhm.
honors biology was pretty easy for me. And so I had a really good group too, and it's people I still talk to this day. Like one was a guy from Italy, and another one was a senior at the time. And it's funny because I literally still talk to them. It's 4 years later almost.
Wait.
So I was able to make some really good friends in that class. And then my other favorite class was honors physics with Mr. Goulet. Mr. Goulet was probably top 3, top 5 teachers of all time. Like he
He did
was,
some fun projects.
he had some fun projects too, but my class was just elite. Like it was all of my friends. Well, I say all my friends, but like my older friends, like I had Adam Drew, Max Spalding.
Mm-hmm.
Geez, who else? Who was it? I don't know. We had to switch groups occasionally, but it was always the
Colby.
Adam, Max, and I that would stay, and we would get to build projects and just like screw around. But we were still learning. Like I had a pretty. I did really well until COVID.
You
Yeah.
took
Like,
all those classes in freshman year, right?
oh,
I
that
remember.
was sophomore year. Freshman
Oh.
year, I doubled up on everything again. So
Mhm.
I did. Mr. Reinhardtson actually wouldn't let me sign up for honors pre-calculus, even though I got 98 on the logarithms exam. Don't
Oh.
even get me started on that.
I see.
But I had to literally retake honors algebra 2, which was the most boring time in my life.
Mm-hmm.
That's the other thing. Like I was talking about last episode, he also taught us the most effective way and efficient way to do math problems. So like
Yeah.
when we were doing what are they even called anymore? I don't know, like quadratics. Like
Oh, quadratics.
wait.
Yeah.
when we were in it was honors algebra 2, and we were
Yeah.
learning all like the stupidest stuff, like substitution, all that stuff.
yeah.
Like the quadratic formula solves
So,
everything, right? But like,
Mhm.
why are we learning all this extra stuff? It was just, oh my god.
I think my favorite class is probably I want to say a math class, but math it's like a different type of fun. I think physical science is where it's at. If it wasn't for COVID, then honors physics would be also one of my favorite classes, because when in physics, I wasn't, we had COVID, it was all online, and we didn't really like do any actual projects in school. It I was just online doing these like slideshows and stuff. It wasn't
Awful.
fun.
Yeah,
But-
my experience, we got to build like all kinds
Yeah.
of stuff.
That
Like
sounds
the truss bridges.
fun.
Oh, guys, spent so much time building those
Yeah.
bridges.
Dude,
I
that
didn't
was such
have
a
the same
pain.
teacher as you guys, right? I had
Yeah, dude, Mr. Glay was elite. I
I
had the
didn't have
engineering
him.
class with the new guy, and
Yep.
it was just not the same teaching.
Yeah.
I think we were in the other class over. Because I was with like Michael,
Yep.
Ben.
Yeah, we were flip flopped. Yeah,
Yeah, we
Yeah.
my bridge was so ass. Thank God. When COVID happened, so we'd have to test our bridge. So we
That's
got
all.
our model done.
we got to test mine, dude. Ours did really well.
It's
It
barely
held.
holding up.
It was. Sorry, real quick. The other classes I doubled up on. So freshman year I did the honors
Mhm,
physical
yep.
science. I did honors biology, and then I did honors algebra 2, honors geometry, and then sophomore year I did the honors pre-calc, honors
Yep.
physics, honors chemistry.
Wow.
Pretty much all the other substitution classes.
Yeah.
But then COVID, dude. I just feel like that.
Yeah.
It's not an excuse, but like I was already going downhill, and I feel like that definitely just like pushed me off the edge.
Yeah. For me, COVID definitely like helped. I was working hard. Even at home, like I was, I can use the notes on like tests and all that we are supposed to. But
cheating
no,
on tests.
when we first started COVID, teachers noticed that like you can't do anything, if you give a test, kids are gonna like look up the answers or like, use their notes. So I think what most teachers did was they gave a open notes assignment. So you are answering like questions, but you are allowed to use your notes. It's not like a multiple choice where you can just easily look up the answer. Other than that, I don't think
What about you, Kelvin?
I was gonna say I wish I took biology last year during
Oh.
COVID times because oh man, biology is not fun. But yeah, I was just like I did pretty well during COVID. Cheating or not, I feel like I paid a lot.
Whoa,
Cheat-
cheating or not? Yo.
I'm not
Damn.
confirming or denying that I cheated. I just I just paid attention a lot.
You're
I feel
like-
like I benefited.
Neither did I.
He's pleading the fifth
Neither
right
can I
now.
I'm
confirm
pleading the
or
fifth.
deny I was cheating. Yeah, fun times, Kelvin. Big part
And I
of
just
our
like
life.
for me, I just like a lot of my English classes. It's where like you get to do like a lot of like creative stuff. I was like one of those kids who when they assigned like speaking roles during books, I really enjoyed like acting, and I also really enjoyed doing presentations because I'm a menace. I just
see.
like talking in front of people because I'm the only one who can talk confidently in front of a
Mhm.
group. And then
Yeah.
it's just fun. It's just like a lot of creative stuff. It's fun. It lets you do
Yeah.
things that you wouldn't do in other classes.
Outside of school, what do you guys do?
All right. Should we move on to our next topic of sushi?
Yes,
That also
let's
covers
sushi.
you outside.
Yeah. All right.
All right. Sushi. So, my first sushi experience. All right. I grew up in the stereotypical white family where seasoning was not an option on stuff, and pretty much we were afraid of fish. Like, I'm not even gonna lie, I literally like did not have fish until I was probably like, other than like canned tuna, until I was like 11 or 12.
Wow.
Like dude, it just wasn't a thing, and like it was pretty much. It just I know my mother didn't really like it, but she likes it now mostly. But pretty much, my first sushi experience was in Mr. Reinhardt's class. We took in 8th grade. We were taking English class. We were taking college tours to like Bodwin, and I think we did Colby, and I think we did like one other college. I don't remember. I took a big college tour, and we ended up stopping at Yosaku in Portland. And I convinced my dad to come chaperone so he could buy me sushi, because I really wanted to try the sushi there, because I don't know, it was just like a new thing and I wanted to try it. So I ended up trying sushi there, and we got the sushi boat, and man, it was crazy. It was so good. And then after that, I took I got asked for a cooking class for Christmas to learn how to cook with fish. So I got more comfortable with fish because I feel like I was super far behind. Because at this time I was already starting to cook, but I didn't know anything about fish, especially sushi. And then I ended up getting a catering job. I think I had it at the time, but when we had a catering order for sushi, so we had this special lady come in, and she made sushi and she taught me how to do some basic stuff. But like I made some sushi when I was in like 7th, 8th grade. But then honestly, I now have a job of making sushi. This summer it'll be a year. I would have never thought that would have happened, to be honest.
How was it? How was it working at making a sushi? Or
It's busy, very busy.
wow, really busy?
Don't you have some funny experience like meeting the people from like Japan for the first time? Especially since
Oh,
you
when
were
I got
yeah,
sorry, say that again. Well, when I got hired, it was kind of funny. Like
Yeah.
I wasn't really looking for a job because I've always worked
Yeah.
like a crap ton of hours ever since I was 12. Actually, I had a job.
Wow.
But pretty much what happened. I was there eating sushi with Sophia, and the server came over and we were just talking about sushi, and I was like, "This is good," and she's like, "I don't know." I just got up that. Oh, I think I was wearing like my rooster uniform still. And she like said, asked if I cook or whatever, and I was like, yeah, blah, blah. And then we talked about sushi, and then I showed her like pictures of the sushi I made. I think you guys seen it. Like I made like one of the rainbow rolls or whatever
Oh
a
yeah.
while ago, and I showed her that, and she's like, oh, that's cool. And then she went and talked to the owner, I guess, and he came out here and was like, do you want a job? I was like I said, I wasn't looking for a job. I was already working like 60 hours a week. I was like, I guess. So I ended up getting a job. I was working there one day. I stopped working at the rooster one day a week and swapped over to sushi. Then eventually I started working 4 days a week there and working doubles because it was in the summer. So I'd work at the rooster in the morning and then the
Yeah.
sushi place at night. And so I did that for a while. And then at the end of summer, I ended up just switching to sushi there Friday, Saturday. Or it was Wednesday, Thursday, Fridays.
Mhm.
Saturday, I kept doing that. And then I ended up stopping. Because I could only work 7 days a week for so long, to be honest.
Yeah.
With school, so I ended up just doing it Thursday, Friday, Saturday. And now I'm just doing it Friday, Saturday.
I think that like Colby, when you first started making sushi, it wasn't until like I didn't actually love sushi or like even know what it was until I went to like a buffet. You guys like know when you go to buffets, there's like all these display of sushi.
yeah.
Yeah. So what I would do is I would go to buffets and only eat sushi. It was like I don't know. I think it was like a California roll. Yeah, that was like the most popular roll, and I would only eat like the California roll. And I think after that, it's like when I started loving sushi. But I didn't know how to make it until like last summer when Colby was like, "Yo guys, we should make sushi."
That's so funny. So pretty much, I got the job at the sushi place, and so I thought I was like a god, right? I could
Yeah.
make sushi now, right? Like how many kids my age can make sushi? So I was flexing to these guys. I was like a sushi pro now, and let me just tell you, making sushi when you have all the ingredients and all of the like materials you need
Yeah,
is one
like-
thing, but then doing it all yourself is just a completely different
Yeah.
ball game. So I think they can testify to the fact that I was not prepared at all. So like
Yeah.
the sushi rice I made was like awful, and like
No, everything was no matter like how good your skill is, but without like the prep and the right ingredients and like the perfect amount of texture,
And the
it's
technique.
just so you know when you work and you have like everything prepared for you, perfect rice, perfect fish, everything perfect. You can have like anyone who's bad at making sushi and then you just eat it and it'll still taste good. But
for,
then
the, for the most part.
yeah. And then when we all make sushi together over the summer, it was I think was it near the end of summer? I think it was like in August, right?
Yeah, we made it again.
Oh no, it was in the beginning of the summer vacation. So we're making like sushi in.
When we went to your house, right?
Oh no, the first time. So the first time we
Oh.
make sushi was when we went over to your house in either late June or early July, and remember you had to work, and what we would do is, all right, Colby, after work, let's go shopping, and we like buy all these like fish, and then buy like
Yeah, we bought the
seaweed for
ingredients.
the what was that?
Yeah. Hey, we bought all the ingredients.
Yeah. And then
That's
we went
fun.
over to your house, and it all went downhill from there.
It was fun. All I remember from that is you went to the bathroom at the end and we had some nigiri on your plate, and I looked at Kelvin and I had the tube of wasabi, and I was like, I was like, should I do it? He's like, yeah. So we pretty much picked the fish up off the rice, and just put like the fattest line of wasabi, and he came
Really
back
funny.
and just
Really
ate
funny.
it all in one bite.
You know, I came back from the bathroom, and Kobe was like, "All right, you gotta eat this." And I was like, "Okay," you know, I didn't think there was any problems. So I dipped some soy sauce and I put it in my mouth, and I was like, they're just all looking at me hysterically, like laughing. I was like, "What? That was so funny." And I was like, I was like thinking about it. I was like, "Oh no, I taste something." And then like 2 seconds later, it's like wasabi. So what I did was like, I didn't even try to swallow it. I just had it in my mouth. It was, dude, I don't know. My brain, like, every single blood cell in my brain was like surging. It's like, I don't know. I feel like my head was like gonna explode. And then Colby, I remember Colby grabbing me a bottle of water, and I just chugged that water and swallowed it. And then the rest of the day, my stomach didn't feel good. It was like,
Okay.
There's a trick to it though. With wasabi, since it's like mostly nasal burn, if you just swallow it as fast as possible, keep it.
Yeah.
Just if you try to get it down as fast as possible, you don't feel it at all.
yeah, but my stomach was still like burning.
Oh yeah,
after.
it still destroys your stomach,
yeah.
but better than
I-
destroying your nose.
After that, just for the record, just for anyone listening to this, I did end up doing the same thing after.
Okay,
Yes.
all right, listen.
Nice
Your
man.
chunk of wasabi was not the same size.
Okay,
All right, all right. Okay.
it's all good.
But yeah, but
fine.
when you
It's
like are
fine.
prepared for it, right? You know that you're gonna eat that whole entire piece of wasabi. You know, you have like a mental prep. For
Yeah,
me,
the mental
I
game.
came back from the bathroom and like, I just ate it. You know, I was like, what am I doing? Yeah, no, that was like good. Did we also like play some board games after that, or
Really?
Wait, was
Oh.
that when we played Risk with your cousins?
I?
With Kelvin's
Oh no,
cousins?
yeah,
Yes,
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 right,
yes, it
that's right.
was.
Yeah, that was fun.
That was funny. Wait, I ended up winning that, yeah.
I
Yeah,
was,
you did.
I was ass.
And then,
at-
then we
at
got Risk
playing.
Online, and you
Yeah.
guys just took advantage of me there.
Yeah.
You guys both like.
No,
I
I don't think
remembered-
Kobe knows this. Kelvin and I were like, all right, let's screw Kobe over. So what we would do is we just like all the time attack Kobe. We didn't even make we didn't even try to make it look sus. We just like, all right, take Kobe from
Was
the
it
left.
was this
I take
on
Kobe
was
from the
this
right.
online or on the board?
No.
game?
Online. How do we,
Yeah.
Kobe? We can't even do it on like in real life.
I know. Say in the board game, like pretty much what happened to that. I was the only one with really
Yeah.
like Risk experience, so I pretty much just knew some strategies to win. So I ended up pretty much dominating them. And plus Calvin's cousins were like pretty young, so
Yeah.
it was like it really wasn't anything crazy. And then we got online, and next thing I know, 5 minutes into the game, Kai somehow has like 400 troops stacked up in like the tiniest like little peninsula, and he just proceeds to absolutely steamroll me.
I know.
Like it just didn't matter. It just
I
didn't
took
matter.
control
I
of
was
the entire South America, and then you like had North America. And what Kelvin did was
I was locking
we just
down
squished
Australia.
You. Yeah. We squished you into like tight corner, and then you had like no troops left. That was so funny.
It's tragic.
yeah, it was hilarious.
And then after that was like, and then was it later in the summer when you came over to my house and we made sushi
We made
again?
sushi again.
Yeah.
Yes, it was. I think it was later in the summer, but at that point I had been
Yeah.
learning a lot of sushi, so I feel like that time it definitely came out a lot better.
A lot.
And
A little
it,
better.
no, it came out a lot. It came.
Yeah.
It was good. It was
The
good.
rice wasn't as like perfect though, you know.
But the rice is so hard to perfect.
yeah,
It was it was dry, right?
Yeah, it was. It was hard. And then the fish, not the best, you know, compared to like a restaurant quality, you know, it's from like just grocery store fish. That wasn't
I
the
thought it was
best.
extra fish. Was that the time where Colby got extra fish, or did you buy it?
Oh, that was Colby. Colby's restaurant's fish. Never mind. It was good.
Wait, I don't remember.
Oh no, Colby!
Restaurant
Remember
was-
you got like you asked your boss to bring to buy some
Yeah,
fish.
the only thing is it wasn't super fresh though, because I
Oh.
had to have it in my fridge for the day
yeah.
prior
I
to
see.
it.
Yeah.
So it just wasn't really this. Obviously, it was still good. It just wasn't really
Mhm.
the same.
I think that like, do you guys like scrambled fish or like an entire piece fish in your sushi?
Like,
I like
like
entire
chopped up.
pieces.
Yeah, like
Yeah, I like a solid piece.
I
I
think
like all sushi.
Really?
Oh,
All
yeah.
sushi?
Any sushi
Yeah.
that's free.
Yeah,
Yes,
true.
exactly. If it's free, it's
Mhm.
amazing.
That's the other perk of working at a sushi restaurant 3 days a week now is I get sushi for dinner 3 days a week.
Yeah, I don't. Well, I eat rice every day. Just
Rice
like
is
leftover
good.
food, and I just eat like leftover food every day.
But did
Alright,
you
where
learn
we?
anything, Jared? What? Go ahead.
What's that?
Sorry. All right. So I started working at a sushi restaurant, and Kai, I was gonna ask you about your sushi experience.
Oh, yeah. All right. So, I thought that when I started working at a sushi restaurant, I don't like actually make the sushi, but I like watch them, and I thought I was good. Colby, on the other hand, makes the sushi, but I thought it was good. So what I did was that one time, it wasn't that long ago, but Kelvin and I were like, all right, Kelvin, let's make sushi. And my sushi was a complete disaster. The fish was unproportionate of like one piece is like bigger than the other, and then the rice was like I was using long grain rice. And for anyone that makes sushi, I recommend using short grain. Never use long grain rice.
The best.
Yeah, everything is bad. The overall look doesn't look good. So what happened was that when I was making sushi, I have a big pea size of fish and then a small size. It just looks so ugly. And I tried to make spicy mayo, but the spicy mayo looked like there's like you don't want to put too much sriracha on the mayo. And what I did was that I put a lot, so it looked like instead of like a orange-ish look, it'll look like pretty dark red, not like entirely red, but just mostly red. It was not good. Even yeah, when Kelvin was making it, he was even
It would not
worse.
connect at all.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It would like break apart, and
It was fun though.
oh, it was
It's
fun.
Yeah.
I think as a trial run, we got to give it another shot.
You're right. We need
Another
to.
shot. It's ooh, but in order to like be good, we have to like make the rice good. The rice is like the pretty most important part, and then after that, and I think fish. We're good on fish. We can get pretty good quality fish, but rice and the right amount of temperature and the amount of vinegar, that's like the most important part. Also,
That's
like
why
having a
that's why
skilled
they make
chef.
the big bucks.
Yeah. I mean, Colby, like, you also work at Golden Rooster, right? So, like, do you have to know the entire menu really well?
Oh
And,
yeah,
like,
actually, it's kind of funny now.
Yep.
I'm the kitchen manager at the Golden
Ooh.
Rooster. I know.
Kitchen
guys.
manager.
I know.
Wow.
I get to do all the fun stuff, like clean the oven.
Oh,
Yeah.
never mind. That
So
doesn't
it's a
sound
real
fun.
luxury.
Yeah.
But yeah. So I kind of started off there. So I'll start earlier, right? So my first job, I got a job when I was 12.
Yeah.
13. I was 13 actually. Sorry. I worked under the table for $25 an hour. I started at 20 actually. So it was this catering company. I met them at a cooking class because I was trying to learn more. Because at the time, well, I was 8. I like my dad has always cooked. I was 8, and my dad made like a steak dinner, and like he kind of made it into like a thing, like something we would do together to connect. Is we'd cook. So I'd started learning stuff at like a young age, and then
Mhm.
by the time I already knew a lot of the terminology. I knew like a lot of I know a lot of like recipes. I knew how to do a lot of stuff already at such a young age. So pretty much what happened is I met him at the class and we got talking after it, and he just kind of could see that I had like knowledge, and as like just a thing, he like invited me to come work with him for like a day. So I did, and he ended up offering me a job after. So that's how I ended up like I was pretty much 13 with a job, getting $25 an hour.
Crazy.
So
That's crazy.
then
Yeah.
come 3 years later, I kind of had a falling out with my boss because he was just petty. He was an alcoholic. He was petty, and I just didn't want to put up with it because it was in Wells, and at the time when I was 15, I had my worker's permit, and I bought my car with my saved money, so I was allowed to drive to work and work only. But let me just tell you, gas money driving to Wells every day adds up. Plus, I was driving at like 4 or 5 in the morning
Wow.
to get there, and it wasn't really mixing well. Half the time I'd like get there and I didn't even know. I just don't remember the trip at all.
Mhm.
So I ended up, finding a place closer. So what do I find? The Golden Rooster, right? 10, 15
Yeah.
minutes away from my house, depending on the traffic. A lot closer, pretty much. It wasn't the same pay at all, but it was different. It was close. So
Yeah.
the people there at the time were awesome people. Amazing people. It was like Riley, myself, and a guy named Michael. And man, we could just like any rush, we just made it look like nothing, right? So pretty much I started off just doing toast in the morning. That's all I did. I dropped toast and I called out orders. And then eventually I got into the dinner shift, learned the dinner menu, showed I was very competent there. So dinner is usually slower. So breakfast is pretty much where the money is made. So after I was able to show that I was competent cooking on the line, they pretty much swapped me to breakfast, and that's pretty much where I stayed today.
Wow.
I pretty much do that. So now I run both the stations. I do toast and the grill, which
Mhm.
let me tell you, dropping toast and calling out orders, pretty intense, right? I'm not gonna lie though.
Yeah.
Doing it when I was in the toast corner, that was probably like one of the hardest jobs there.
Did
Because
you
you
mess
need
up
to.
though? Like, did you sometimes mess up?
Plenty of times I
Oh.
would mess up.
How about now?
And there, now, well, I get to make the rules, so no, I'm just kidding. No, I still mess up. Yeah, there's times I mess up. Everyone makes
Yeah.
mistakes. Especially if you're busy, sometimes.
Yeah, true. Definitely.
So sometimes you'll forget that it was no cheese or it was no cucumbers on a salad or something. So something like minor, but it's always usually quick to remake.
Yeah.
But yeah, I started and I ran the line. I run the line now, and then I pretty much did that for about 2 years, and then I got kind of promoted. Well, pretty much everyone left to go do bigger things. Like Michael moved to
Ooh.
New York, Riley joined the army. Everyone was growing
Yeah.
up. So then I kind of got stuck with me and a bunch of crackheads. So
Oh.
it kind of transcended into who's the only person that's reliable and that's a really good chef.
Oh. Yeah.
So
We'll save those stories for another time. We'll save
Yeah.
those crackhead stories for another podcast
All
episode.
those juicy
But-
stories.
Yeah.
yeah.
How about Kelvin? When did you start working?
Like-
Since your family had a restaurant.
Yeah, I mostly spent all my time like working my family's restaurant. So I guess it was a good thing because like my family chooses like how long I work and whenever I work. But I
You
think
didn't get paid. Yeah, you
I don't
get
get
no pay.
paid. Yeah, it doesn't count as real work experience.
Yeah, that sucks.
But oftentimes either in like over the summer or like during like winter vacation, I would like go over down to Massachusetts and like I just like go down to my restaurant, take phone calls, package orders, and then just recently, since I got my driver's license, I would also deliver orders, which delivering in Massachusetts is terrible. Oh, no one knows how to drive. There's so many roundabouts.
Wait, what age did you start
Around
working?
about.
Because Colby started working at like 12, right? How about you,
I guess
Kelvin?
it depends, like, what you consider as, like, real working. Like, it would be, like, around middle school.
Middle
You'd
school?
consider,
I
like,
see.
I would do, like, the duck sauces.
Yep.
I would just do, like, all the back work of sweet and sour
Mhm.
sauce. But, like,
Yeah.
actually taking phone calls was probably around, like, late middle school or early
Oh.
high school.
I see.
I only did, like, that a few bit from Amy, and then I just shifted over to the Massachusetts restaurant, and it's all the same.
Yeah, I started working at the end of summer. So we had 8th grade, and then we had summer vacation. And then at the end of summer vacation, I started working at where my parents work. And let me just tell you, it was like, I was like, okay, work isn't that bad, you just do repetitive stuff. So it was like me just doing labeling and like packaging orders. And I'm pretty sure we have a lot of work stories saved, And what we can do next episode, we'll tell all those stories.
The work
alright?
experience,
Yeah. We're about to
Oh,
get
yeah.
wrapped up here. Thank you everyone for listening.
Enjoy this
And-
episode.
Colby, you got any last words?
Drop us a like.
Thank
Yeah.
you and good
Thank
night.
you. Thank you.